If I didn't think they would copyright us for the Toto music, I would use that. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen out there in YouTube land. I am Deleted Scenes, and welcome to the Roundtable discussion to end all Roundtable discussions for Dune Part 2. Already in the chat, my stalkerazzi, Lady of the Elements. We got some guests backstage, so without further ado, I will bring them out. Ladies and gentlemen, the host of Films with Friends, the creator of the 10-word review, Big Al presents.
The sleeper has awakened.
And the reason why I know you are all really here, ladies and gentlemen, Sense Corner.
Hardly. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming on. All right. Well, Dune 2.
I think this is my first roundtable review with you guys. So thank you.
Well, okay. Welcome. Thank you for coming on. All right, now Dune 2. We've been looking forward to this ever since last night at around 6:30. No, yes, since the first one, ending, of course, where the movie ended. There's we only got half of the story, and Dune 2 picks up pretty much right where the first movie left off.
Yes.
And
sure does.
Hello to AL. And we have Paul and Jessica with having found the Fremen and avoiding the Sardaukar.
You know all the names for these people and whatever, and I'm just like the guys with the cool suits that let them. I have no idea.
Well, one thing that I did notice in your review, Sen, was the fact that it did, and I this is not like your fault or anything. There's quite a lot of lore.
Oh, and I knew that. That's why I said I have. I even mentioned in my first review.
Mm-hmm. And
there was a lot about it that I don't know or understand, or because I'm just not into it.
Did you ever read the book, or
no? I never had any interest in reading the book, and I have zero interest to read the book. And I've heard the more I've read about the books, the more weird I've heard they got. So I'm kind of glad I never got into it.
Well, there is a guy who turns into a caterpillar later, so.
Oh, yes, I've heard. And I heard about a dog chair and all this sorts of stuff. It's like, okay. So, I'm sure there's stuff in my reviews that you're like, well, that's not exactly like you missed the mark on that. And I have no doubt.
Oh, no, because, like I said, there is so much lore. This particular adaptation does not go into a lot of it.
I mentioned that I felt like there was probably a lot that was left on the table that I hadn't seen.
Much.
Yeah.
And hello to JPRPH1.
Oh,
and
okay.
Scottish Geek Guy.
I'm just now reading his comment. Okay, you didn't like it. All right. You are in the minority, but I mean, everybody. Most people seem to like it, but I guess. Do you dislike it because you're a big fan of the books and you felt like it just wasn't adapted well? Because honestly, I have nothing to compare this to. There was one thing I did forget to mention in my review that I had mentioned in my review for the first one, was that the characters feel so distant. Like I really don't feel an attachment to the characters. and someone referred to Denis Villeneuve's method as being very clinical, and maybe that's why. I mean, this is so massive, and it has to be condensed down so much. And I don't know. I did not feel a strong attachment to any of the characters.
Now,
Sorry.
I actually didn't mind the characterizations in the film. I do want to put it out there. I've read the book 3 times, I believe, in my life. In fact, I just did a book. Well, twice for my own sake. Well, the first time I really didn't get it. Right at the second time, got it, and then did it a third time when me and Professor Geek did a book study for it. So yeah, I know that material. I've seen the David Lynch film tons of times. Big fan of the sci-fi miniseries that they did.
I heard about that one. Yeah,
I really enjoy that. I still think it's the superior version.
Really?
Visually, Villeneuve has got it all. It's a beautiful film, and if you do not know the lore, if you don't know the story, if you go into this just looking for an epic film, you got it. But if you're a Dune fan, you missed a lot in this film. In fact, that's why I had to split up my review. In fact, this is one of the few films I couldn't do 10 words. I had too many things to say about it.
There are some movies. How in the world?
Could not do this one in 10, so I had to do a full little ramble on it. As a movie fan who just likes a big movie, who doesn't know the storyline, I gave it 4.5 out of 5. Thought it was a beautiful film, well designed. I think the actors and the characters all fit well together, except for one, which I'm sure we'll get into later. And as a Dune fan, I gave it 2 out of 5. I compromised and gave the whole thing a 3, but I still, I think I was being generous on it. I could recommend it for a movie fan who doesn't know any better, but if you're a Dune fan, do not go see this film. It's just going to tick you off.
See, that's interesting because I've heard Dune fans that have been very happy with it. I've seen they feel satisfied with how it's been done. So
when we get to the spoiler section, we can go a little deeper into that, because I know there are a couple of things that I know certainly Al and I will wish to attack.
Okay.
Yeah, but and hello to Aged Boomer. Good to see you.
Boomer.
Thank you.
Hey, Boomer.
I agree, Scottish Geek Guy. Cinematography and score was fantastic.
Oh yeah.
I really did like that. I don't think I'd go as low as that on the overall movie rating, but I get if it wasn't for you. This is not a film that I would necessarily want to return to. I mentioned that when I reviewed the first movie. I liked it, enjoyed it. I don't necessarily want to watch it again.
Pardon me, sorry. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, for me, it's not going to have much rewatchability because of the story element to it. I mean, like I said, I visually I was rooting for it. I was with him till about halfway through. I was like, if he can nail the landing or cross the goal line, whichever metaphor you want to use, I'll be good. But nope, fumbled.
Okay.
Fumbled it, not even at the goal line. He fumbled at the 20-yard line. He missed a lot in this film.
Joining us from the future, Sashi. When we get to spoilers, he's not
going to be with us much longer, I guess.
When we get to spoilers, we got a bit. When we get to when we get to spoilers, then I'll drop a banner and let everybody know what I mean, because I do want to go into certain aspects that could be considered spoilery, and for those of you in the chat who have not seen the movie yet, and I want to remind everybody up front, we're not here to tell anybody not to see it. I want to say that up front.
No.
And I'm sure Alanson agree with me. If you wish to go see it, formulate your own opinions. It's just that I know Alan, myself especially, we're familiar with all of the adaptations. I know a little bit about the books, not everything. And I know Sin knows a little bit about a little bit, but
a little bit of only just
little bit about
surface level knowledge that I was sent some videos. I think Simon suggested some videos for me to watch that sort of gave me just the overall idea. This was before the first movie came out, about the world, the people, the political stuff going on. So, and then I've watched things about the books. Recently, I was just watching stuff about what happened in the books, and I heard it just got so off the rails and crazy. So I was glad I never decided to read them.
Well, the first three books, I think, if you treat Dune as a trilogy, it's cool. Then once you hit there's Doom. Okay, wait, Doom Messiah, Children of Dune, God Emperor of Dune. That's when it starts to go really off the rails.
Is that the third one or the fourth one?
The fourth one.
Okay.
Kind of a fun thing about Dune, the series, is that the first book has one word, second book has two, third has three, fourth has four, then 3, 2. And everybody says there was going to be a last book.
There was supposed to be a last book, but he died before he could finish.
But he passed away.
I think it would have been the 7th book.
And then his son kind of took over, Brian, I want to say. And then, because we've gotten all kinds of ones about all the family, all the houses, and different time periods and stuff like that.
And then you have the whole Butlerian Jihad books as well that was about the War of the Machines.
Yeah, see, I will say I'm not up on that aspect of it. My most of my knowledge comes from the first 3 books. I do remember kind of touching into the last 3, but never took the deep dive. I do want to one day. I really need to buy them on Audible and just do a deep dive into Dune again.
I heard there's like 40 something different books. I guess graphic novels and other short stories and things that were created.
Yeah, it's almost like Lord of the Rings. It's just this big, rich universe of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's funny. Each one had a son that kind of carried on and kept building onto the universe. And
all right, so let's get into it. We can kind of do like the pros first, and then we can go into the cons, and then we can hit spoilers. So Sin, what the pros? Yeah.
Cinematography and score. The action choreography was pretty good, and the acting was good. I could have done without Zendaya. But we'll get back to her.
I can't wait for the spoiler section.
I'm just not crazy about her in general. I know that there's some stuff that went on with her character that diverged a little bit from the books. However, I do want to say that, a few weeks ago there was this talk about she was going to be the main character in the story, and of course all these videos popped up, because it's very clickbaity to do that. Gets a lot of views, the more controversy. And it was just, to me, it was just a hyperbolic reaction to something that Denis said. He just said that she was a main character, and they took that to mean that she was going to be the one that dominated the story and that the main character was going to be sidelined. I did not get that sense at all.
No.
I did not get the sense that Paul was being sidelined and that this was a story about her. So, for any of you who haven't seen it yet, who are worried about that, that was not.
No, that does not happen.
Issue.
No.
Yeah, the film only has one, if you want to call it like wokeness aspect, and that is one gender swap of the I can't remember what her name was, but it's the one girl.
Are you talking about in movie 2 or movie 1?
In part two.
Because I know that happened in movie 1 as well.
Part one they did, which I had more issues with, but this one not as big an issue, but still it was a gender swap. They let's bring in a girl to play this part, which is normally a male.
And so
part.
Someone like me who has no clue, that just goes right on over my head.
Which one was it?
Let me get. I gotta look at the casting here because it's like a weird name. Was it
the Fremen girl or?
Yeah, it was the Fremen girl.
Was it the one who was being asked for information?
Yeah, Shishakli.
The
Cheney's friend who kept making fun of Paul.
Yeah. Okay.
The girl who.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I was about to say the girl who should have been wearing the name tag. Hi, I am Michelle Rodriguez.
Yeah, pretty much.
Did she come across that way to you? She didn't to me.
She did to me.
A little bit. I didn't go there, but when Delia says what you just said, I was like, yep, I can see what you mean. But I didn't get that vibe. But I just once I looked at, I'm like, is that character? That character is not supposed to really be there. And I looked up the name. I'm like, oh, that's okay. That's the character. It's a very minor character, really, and in the books, but got to have a little bit more women in it. So, I mean,
not that it bothered me because I wasn't aware of that character because that character is not in the Lynch version, and I don't think was in the Sci-Fi Channel version either.
Actually, he is in the Lynch version, but they never use it. They never say his name.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
He's the guy that kind of looks like Stilgar, but isn't.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that helps you at all. I don't know what his name is, but I saw the picture. I'm like, oh, okay, I remember that guy.
Okay. Well, and hello to Denora and Rad, and hello to Lester, San Jose, the Skeptic Tank. Thank you for being here. Yes. IMAX is the best way to watch this.
I can imagine. I almost went to see it last Sunday at one of my local IMAX theaters, but I don't care about it enough, so I canceled my ticket and decided I would just stick with Thursday.
I bet it's stunning.
Get rid of that cat.
I'll bet it's stunning on IMAX.
I could imagine it would be. The music, world building off the charts as well. Okay, so we got another fan here. All right. Yeah, I get why so many people really enjoy the movie. And I mentioned in my review that it was pretty long. It's 2 hours and 45 minutes. I wasn't necessarily bored, but I was aware that time was passing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I was maybe a little bit more bored.
Really?
But I'll get to that when we get to
than the first one.
I
felt like it was.
I gotta disagree.
Really? I felt like there was more stuff going on. More conflict, more physical battles and things like that.
In the first one?
In the second one.
Oh, in the second, yeah. I thought I was not bored with the pacing or anything like that. They had I will say they gave enough of the epic scope of the world, and I will say he was very good at giving those moments, those intimate moments with characters. Like not just Paul, and I'm going to say Cheney. I don't care if they say Chani in the movie. It's Cheney because that's what Frank Herbert said.
Oh, okay.
I've listened to Frank Herbert read selections, and he says Cheney, so she's Cheney to me. But that, and even like Gurney and Paul having their little discussions and things like that, I liked that. Yeah, I didn't have it. I was never really bored. I had another issue with why I had problems.
I like the sandworms. I like the riding the sandworms. That was cool.
Oh, yeah, that was
to me.
That was very well done. Yeah,
they were on meth, man. They were
right. They were tearing through the. The way it was done, as I mentioned in my review, it felt like something I could totally buy into. It just the way it was showing him hooking on, using the hooks, and how fast they would go, and then you see whole troops of people on the sandworm.
Yeah, they made it more of how difficult it is to get one of these things. Not only to get, because he called a big one, which is what a lot of people say. He just didn't get your normal average everyday Shai-Hulud. He got a big one.
I have a question that just occurs to me. When they're all traveling in this troop and they have his mother, this is not super spoilery, but she's like in a, like a carrier thing, like almost like a carriage type of thing. And I'm thinking, how would they get on that thing? Because they jump onto it while it's moving. That would be extremely difficult to jump on there with her in the little carrier thing. I don't know. That just now occurred to me. I didn't think about that at all when I was watching it. I didn't think about how in the world did they get that on there without dropping her.
I know why once it's up there, it's fine, because when you hook it, you pull up
on there. Like
I don't know, maybe it's just like a normal one. Maybe her connection with the water of life kind of makes the,
maybe she could slow it down enough for them to get on easily.
And plus you gotta remember, these are people, this is how they travel, and they just may have a way.
They know how to do it.
But I do like, I mean, they didn't really go into it, but I like the fact of how the sandworm works, because this thing can twist and turn all it wants to, but those hooks are supposed to hook, and they peel up a very sensitive area, so they do not want to get sand in it. So that's why it won't turn.
That's why it doesn't. That didn't even occur to me. Like the idea of that was never even a thing in my brain. But that's
a thing of why they can ride it and not and like it doesn't like barrel roll them through the sand or anything.
Yeah, right, Sashi. Good.
Yeah, he probably could actually. But it was a very intense scene. I'll give that. I kind of, they don't show a lot of the worms. I mean, they are basically, traveling in the sand, which is fine. I'd like I said, but it's a little bit of spoiler. I was going to get into.
Yeah, we're not there yet. I don't.
Yeah, I mean,
that thought. Don't forget it.
Well, it's not I don't know if it's. I'll save it for spoilers, because it's not so much spoiler. It's just I wish they had done more of something.
Okay, well, I'm curious to hear what that is, since I have no clue.
I wanted more worm.
You wanted more worm. Okay.
Yeah. That sounded really weird.
Did.
Well, I mean, compared to how that popcorn box and the
oh my
worms,
God,
I want one of those.
I tell you what, Chris Gore has gotten the biggest bang for his buck out of that stupid popcorn tin. It's like turned into the funniest joke now.
I would love to have one of those. I also like the one they're doing with they have the Ghostbusters with Slimer. But
I haven't seen that one.
I don't have a chance to get to movie theaters, so I don't get cool stuff.
Ah.
But I would love to get one of those popcorn buckets.
Let's go worm.
What you go worm, that's what you'll yearn.
Oh my gosh.
Speaking of which, I'd like to bring a character witness out at this time. Nope, that we're done. Nope, we're fired. No, sorry.
More worm.
Bless the maker and his waters. Sorry.
All right.
Austin Butler. Sorry, I totally forgot.
Oh,
yes.
Austin Butler. Anyone? Oscar nomination, y'all.
Please.
This guy, he was so good in here, and I noticed. Did you guys pick up on how he modulated his voice to sound like, like he came from the same place as his relative?
Yes.
It took me a little bit into it before I realized he is sounding like this other character, like, because obviously they're family, they're supposed to come from the same place. And I was just mind blown. I thought he did such a good job with that. I mean, he's so talented.
He was, to me, the best part of that film.
He was the standout for me.
Absolutely, that is the best fade I've ever seen brought to life, and I don't know anybody who could have done it. But I don't know Austin Butler that well. I saw a little bit of Elvis, haven't seen him. I saw him during last year's Oscar stuff. And I was like, okay, yeah, he's a pretty boy.
He was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I did not recognize. I did not know who he was. He played Tex, one of the Manson family.
Tex
killers.
Watson.
Oh, yeah. I have to go back and
I didn't realize that was him at the time.
Him.
I didn't know it was him until he was in Elvis. And I think my son told me that he had played in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Oh, okay. He was good in there.
Yeah, he was.
He plays bad really good.
Yeah, he was fantastic in this film.
Can you explain to me? I have a question. This is a question about, this is not spoilery. This just has to do with his character. I mentioned this in my review, and nobody's commented yet to explain it to me. So when he's outside, he's bone white. And I think they explained how they filmed that. They did some sort of reverse something or other, infrared or whatever. I don't know what. I might be wrong. But when he's inside, he doesn't look that way. Why does he look like that?
It might be the Gidi Prime's son.
The what?
The son of the world that they were on. They just their skin made
so they weren't on Arrakis.
Not until the end. He didn't show up until he got replaced for Bond.
Yeah, the black and white scenes take place on their home planet, Gidi Prime.
Oh my gosh, huge derp. Then I didn't realize this. I guess I should have, because I knew they were in a different place.
It may have been a design choice, but
well, I mentioned something about, I wonder if it's because of the sun, but then I said, but I'm confused because the Atreides family didn't look like that and when they were outside, but it's a totally different planet.
Yeah.
That's probably exactly all it is. Yeah.
The Atreides they had on Gidi Prime are the ones that he in the arena.
Oh yes, those.
Yeah.
Those, yeah.
But I'd have to go back and look at that how they looked. But like I said, it just could be a thing of the Harkonnens,
But he wasn't super bone white when they were inside. He had normal skin tone.
It just could be the sunlight.
I think that has to be. That's the only thing that makes sense. That's got to be what it was. But it's certainly a very striking look. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like he's repulsive and yet beautiful at the same time.
And the inside of his mouth
was black. And everything. It's like, oh,
it was outstanding. We were talking about the positives of the film, which I haven't given mine yet, which is basically the design choices that they did for this film to give it that alien far away in another galaxy kind of a look was astonishing. From the ships, the ornithopters look like they should, the landscaping, the design of the costuming, and then like I said, you said with not only Fade but also Raban and Baron, the makeup choices that they made in this are just outstanding. Could not be faulted one bit in this film.
They made the Harkonnen look like the vampires in 30 Days of a Night. That's what I was reminded a lot of, was 30 Days of a Night.
I never saw
that. Because of the mouth, the inside of his, like they would have these weird, funky.
There's that, but they didn't do it so much in the film, but in the graphic novel for 30 Days of a Night, many of the vampires are bald.
Okay.
So including the women. So I had that kind of in my mind. They kind of came off like vampires to me.
Okay.
Well, the Harkonnens they're kind of a vampiric house.
Yeah.
They not only figuratively, but literally in some cases they're, so
they
not a bad way to go with that one.
Because going back to going off on a 30 Days of a Night tangent for a moment, because I do like that movie so much. They have one character in there named Arvin. I don't know if you guys remember. He's the one who's kind of like in all of the ads for it, the bald guy. And I don't know who that actor
was. That guy that was killed, and then he showed up later in another scene. We reviewed that movie in one of my live streams I did with Sound Booth Theater. But yeah, the bald guy with the funky, like his eyes were kind of funky looking. Yeah,
he is just way too into it.
Yeah, he was gnarly looking for sure.
Yeah, that's. But okay, so when you get to the Harkonnens, just think of like this entire army of those Arvin guys from 30 Days of Night. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And going since you brought up Raban, Al, do you think Raban got kind of short shrifted in this version? Because I do.
Who was that? Who was that character again?
Dave Bautista.
Oh, okay, yeah.
A little bit. I think he should have had more moments of him trying to deal with the Fremen threat. But I mean, like I said, there's a spoiler thing that kind of
just thought about something
explains something like that, and
we'll get to that.
Yeah, I can't really go into much more without being able to do a spoiler.
Okay.
Oh, I'm glad we're talking spoilers because I have questions. I was a little confused about some stuff.
Well, that's going to be deleted scenes as called when he puts
whenever.
Up the spoiler,
I just want to remember to ask about some stuff.
Well, let me get this together here very quick. And, well, folks, if you are not concerned about spoilers, please stick with us. If you're not, you might want to mute until I take the spoiler banner down. All right. We are officially in spoilers.
I guess when we talk about things we didn't like, that will venture into spoilery territory.
It probably, I know mine will. Yeah.
Okay.
Mine will too.
Okay. All right, he does have the banner up. Okay, I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
I have a question. Okay, I am so confused about Paul's mother.
Mm-hmm.
And her child being one of the Harkonnens. I don't get who was the father. I thought they said the Baron. What? Is that right?
Baron Harkonnen is Jessica's father.
That's her father.
That's her father.
Yes.
Okay, and when she said, "I didn't know," she didn't know that was her father.
No, the Bene Gesserits.
She said she didn't know until she was pregnant with the little girl. The little girl basically told her or something like that.
I think once she took the water of life. Once she took the okay. that opened her.
But the baby was talking to her before then. Before she took the water. Yeah, because she was talking about how that she talked to it or they talked to each other. She talks to me or something. I'm pretty sure she said something like that.
That may be like a Bene Gesserit thing, like a normal kind of thing. But it really opened up. So I think it was that which really triggered her knowing who her father was.
Okay, so she had no idea that the Baron was her father then.
No.
How did she not know this? How did she not know this?
She is a Bene Gesserit. The Bene Gesserit have been manipulating genetics for hundreds of years in order to create the Kwisatz Haderach, the ultimate male Bene Gesserit, could see through time and space and everything else kind of guy, which they all lead to think is Paul. But I think Baron Harkonnen was used to get Jessica, who was then supposed to just have daughters with Duke Leto, and because she loved Leto, gave him a son. She was able to manipulate and create a male offspring as opposed to just having the female. She was not supposed to do that, which put the Atreides on the hit list because the Bene Gesserits, I think we're trying to develop it through. It's a long.
There's so much. Yeah, there's so much. Okay, so but do the what's the name of those? The Bene Gesserit? That's what you. Okay, so do they take children when they're babies, and that's why she had no idea who her father was, who her parents were? Do they raise the children?
In some instances, yes.
Because I'm just trying to figure out how the hell she didn't know.
They're raised by like the mother, but even the mother, even the mother might not. I'm trying to think exactly. I don't know if he actually has intimacy or if it's done
genetically,
clinically.
But
I think in this case, I think he did do it with her mother. But she just never. But her mother was a Bene Gesserit as well, so she was doing as she was ordered.
All right, here's the thing you want to take into consideration. I don't know if this is the same way in the books, Al, but in the films, you might tell that the Baron is not exactly. Let's just put it this way. He kind of plays for multiple teams. Let's put it that way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, he's bi?
They all are. Yeah. Basically.
Yeah.
Oh, all of the Harkonnens?
The Harkonnen.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
And it's Star Trek Discovery, baseline by. Anyway, so the Baron basically gets tricked into it by the Bene Gesserit, much like Countess Fenring does with Feyd-Rautha. It's that situation.
Okay. Yeah, because she kind of put him under some sort of I don't know, it felt like she put him under some sort of spell or something.
Well, the Bene Gesserit, when
they have these
the
powers.
voice, it's a voice power. It's
okay.
It's the Weirding Way.
Oh, Polly's going to be here. Okay.
Polly's on his way.
I'm
Polly's on
curious
his
to
way,
hear,
folks.
because I haven't watched
So
any
am
of
I.
those discussions that he's been on because I didn't want to see spoilers.
Yeah.
I had to work, so I missed them. So go ahead, Al.
Because in the David Lynch version of Dune, they took the Weirding Way and they turned it into a weapon, and they could going, whatever the word was, and they would shatter rock and stuff. That was a David Lynch thing. The real thing is that they're able to talk and influence, and it's like a Jedi mind trick, basically.
Okay, right. Yeah, I understood that much.
Like,
about it.
I try.
So, there were a couple things that surprised me at how easily certain characters were done away with. Dave Bautista's character and Baron. They both. It was just. I was surprised at how quickly Dave Bautista, like, he didn't even fight hardly. It was over. And I was expecting a big fight, and I was like, wait, what? Really?
That was my issue with the depiction of Raban in this film. They turned him into a puss.
Yeah, he
went
out. He did not go out well. I mean, he doesn't go out well in the book.
Does he not?
Really?
Okay.
No. He's pretty much just beheaded for incompetency. But,
so he's not even killed by Josh Brolin's character in the books.
I honestly don't remember
Okay.
exactly how Raban went out.
Well, the whole thing with Raban is there's an entire subplot that this movie leaves out, where Paul and Shawnee had a son.
I knew that they had twins.
Oh no, they had we're in spoilers. Yes, okay, good.
Well, this is the books. We're talking about the books.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are definitely talking about spoilers.
Yes.
I just read they had twins.
One of my major, you don't mind if I say this, right?
Go for it.
Okay.
Please.
One of my major problems with the film, Paul's time with the Fremen, his training, his leading them against the Harkonnen, stopping spice production, takes place over years.
I know they condensed it down to a few months.
So Aaliyah never even gets born. I mean, she actually plays a part in the book. She's actually the one who kills the Baron.
Yeah,
and it leads to kind of her going a little nuts later on in
now this
in
is
book series.
Their firstborn.
This is the girl. No, I'm not even at the.
Wait, which girl?
Jessica's daughter, who is
the one that's not born yet. Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah,
correct.
Okay.
So
his sister.
Great casting. Sadly, only given that one little.
Only
cameo.
in there for like 10 seconds.
The character of Aaliyah at the time that Paul's crusade against Emperor Shaddam, she's a young little girl. She's a child, but she's also, because she was in Jessica's womb when Jessica took the water of life, she knows everything. She's a creepy kid, but she actually is the one who kills the Baron. I had a big issue with that.
Oh, okay, quite a lot of changes.
And Paul and Cheney had a child, a little boy they named Leto the second, Leto 2, and he gets killed. I think right before the final attack.
Yeah,
and that's just totally ignored. But there's such emotional driving points for stuff that is to come. To leave that out, that was insane. I don't know who made that choice.
Do you think that if there's going to be a third one, which I'm pretty sure there's going to be a third one, do you think that at that point Zendaya's character will be with child
Well,
and then there'll be all these weird issues because he's with the princess now, and Zendaya has his baby.
Later on, Zendaya, the princess starts to poison Cheney in order for her not to get pregnant.
Okay.
But with a little help from Fremen stuff, I forget exactly what it was. She does end up getting pregnant with twins. And she spoiler, she dies in childbirth.
Okay.
Giving birth to them because of everything that had happened to her. And then Princess Irulan actually turns out to be a halfway decent person.
The one who poisons
Bonnie
okay.
Yeah, Florence Pugh's character.
Hey, Paulie.
Hello, Paulie.
Hi, Paulie.
Hello, what's going on?
How you doing?
We are...
Good. I mean, crazy busy week, but that's good.
Yeah,
indeed.
Yeah.
Thanks for the invite, Deleted.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming on. Much goings on your channel. I just saw the new membership video. You got some exclusive content coming up.
Oh yeah. In fact, I have a Dune poster I want to give away.
Oh, yeah,
nice.
That's right. You were talking about that Dune poster.
Yeah, we got.
And hello, Darth Plato.
This little baby right here. This little baby.
Me.
Okay. Paulie, have you read the books?
Yeah. Well, I read the first one.
The first one. Okay.
I got to ask about that poster. So someone once mentioned, it's like, it looks like there's a chihuahua that's like a big giant chihuahua behind everything. It's like
now you can't.
Oh, it does. It does.
It looks.
It's beautiful. Look at that.
And
this
I heard that
slant version.
I can't unsee it anymore.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, that's so funny.
Hun, do you see a big chihuahua?
It looks like a chihuahua. It looks like my little chibi. My little chibi's
see the two
face.
eyes and the nose?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
I'm sorry if I ruined
You're
that.
not going to be able to unsee that now.
I know. I was like,
hysterical.
I saw that. Like, oh,
that's funny. Lord. Well, it's better than thinking about a certain body part every time you see the sandworm.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Especially in the Lynch version.
Oh, I haven't paid attention enough to that one.
The sci-fi version too, I believe. Kind of, a little bit.
I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna stream on my channel to get. Is that cool?
Oh, that's absolutely fine. Please do.
Yeah, sure. Go. Do it.
Go.
You eat.
Yeah.
So we're in the spoilery territory now, Paulie. If you can't
Paulie,
tell.
since we have you here, what were your initial thoughts on the film itself? Pros, cons?
Go ahead.
Yeah, what were your initial thoughts? Any pros, cons? Go for it.
Give me a few minutes. Let me set this up.
He's got to set it up.
Okay.
I didn't watch any of your discussions about it because I didn't want to see any spoilers. So
yeah,
I have no idea what you think about it.
Give me 60 seconds.
Okay, let's just ignore Paulie for right now.
Okay.
And hurl all sorts of abuse at him because he's always abusing me.
That's right.
I do want to say hello to some people who have joined us in the chat. Of course, Darth Plato is here.
Only the first one. I heard in order to understand the first book, you should read the second one. Is this true?
I think the first three, and after that, you can kind of stop at the third one. I think 2 and 3 are worth it.
Does the third one does it wrap things up, or do you feel like, oh my gosh, I must continue because there's cliffhanger?
Well, it does kind of have a cliffhanger-y kind of thing, but not as major.
Okay.
You could walk away from the third one and be okay.
Okay.
Because it's the end of Paul's story. Well, sort of.
Sort of. So I was reading how that in the books he brings water to this planet, and it basically that was just a total disaster.
Oh, it's there's this
So this
the
big
the
savior,
Sandlord-
he ends up basically destroying stuff, I guess unintentionally. Or does he become like a monster type of person?
well, they use the word jihad very appropriately. Basically, the Fremen go out into the galaxy to rein everybody in.
Oh,
so
like
it really is a matter of as a point of view, exactly how people will deal with Paul or how people see Paul.
Okay.
But in Dune, I think it's Dune Messiah. I forget exactly if it's at the end of Dune Messiah or the beginning of the Children of Dune. I think it's at the end of Dune Messiah. Something happens that kind of changes everything when the twins are born, and Cheney dies, and Paul is blinded because of it's a certain bomb that goes off, and his eyeballs basically become useless. But he does return later. He just kind of goes away, but then comes back later. It's a whole big long story, and I only read those once, and that was been a while, so I'm just getting the points I remember.
My brother just sent me a text. I don't know if this is true or not, but I'm going to read it. He says, apparently Sting wanted Austin to wear his codpiece from the Sting version of Dune.
What?
Is that true?
'Twas a magnificent codpiece.
Yes.
Yikes. Yikes.
Okay. All right.
No cod pieces were harmed during the making of this film. I considered doing this stream just wearing a cod piece.
No.
And then I thought, that would be a little too much. So
no, I wouldn't be on here.
You're not? I mean, I feel so underdressed now.
Damn it.
This is off topic, but your little Butters is still doing okay?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's getting better and better.
Good.
He just we just went on a walk. He can't do too much, so but definitely this takes a couple of weeks. That's just it.
Yeah. Well,
Plato says in the first movie he was rooting for Sting.
Rooting for Sting? I
don't think Plato's a big fan of Dune.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember Sting being in it, so I never saw it back in the day, but and I never had a TV when I was a kid, but when I'd be out and about, at the grocery store or whatever, you see all the pictures of, and I remember being captivated by it because it just was so unusual and so strange, and what is this? And I knew who Sting was at the time, and I've seen bits and pieces of it. I think I've even had it playing while I'm working, but I never really paid complete attention to it. I remember it looked cheesy and pretty terrible in parts, but I had no idea anything about, like how it compared to the books or anything like that. And I have not seen the series at all. Do you feel like the series is better than the movies?
Oh, the sci-fi miniseries?
Yes.
I do. I think they're much better. Because it sticks closer to the storylines.
How did the sandworms look?
They looked okay.
Like
I prefer the Lynch sandworms.
Really?
Because they just look. I mean, I think, they had more money. The sci-fi channel did a lot with a smaller budget.
Okay.
And I think they look. I think they look fine. I think they really look good. It's been a while since I've seen it. I'd have to really go out and try to find my DVD copy one day and really dive back into it.
What year did that come out? Was it the 90s or the early 2000s?
I think 2000.
Okay.
I think it came out in 2000.
And does that cover the first 3 books?
Well, they actually do. They did a Children of Dune miniseries, a separate one, which does cover Children of Dune and Dune Messiah. But they had a few cast changes, but the major core was still there. Alec Newman was Paul. Barbara Kodotova was Cheney.
Yeah, it's a good cast.
Yeah, the sci-fi series really was good.
Do you feel more connection with the characters in there than you do in the movie? Because, like I've said, in the movies, I feel this distance between myself and the characters. I'm not attached to the characters.
I did. I like them. I think the characters in the Villeneuve version are much more fitting. I think they're more to the book and how they look aging wise. Because Paul and Cheney were young when it started. He was still the teenager. But
I think he's 14 at the beginning, isn't he?
Yeah, and Timothy Chalamet looks like he's 14. So, but you go to the miniseries and even like David Lynch's, Paul, they look like they're grown men already. So, but I like the casting of Villeneuve's two Dune films. There's only one performance really in Dune in part 2 that I was disappointed with, and that was Christopher Walken.
Disappointed with his performance, really.
Yeah, he played a doddering old man,
and he's not like that in the books.
No, he's the emperor. He's manipulative. He's pretty sharp in this one. And don't take this the wrong way, Democrats. He kind of seemed like a little Joe Biden-ice. Kind of like, oh, what?
Kind of out of his element.
Just that old, he just seemed like that old doddering old man kind of feel to him.
And since I have no connection to the books, I had no idea.
He seemed lethargic. And
he did kind of seem a little bit out of it. Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not Shadon. Come on. I mean, I love Christopher Walken, but
because it's just
I don't know if that was his choice or Villeneuve's, or maybe Walken's just starting to get a little older. I don't know, but
Villeneuve needs more cowbell.
And he can walk without ribbon. They can't track him. We know he can dance across the desert.
You ready to talk, Polly? Ready to join the conversation now? Gonna be social?
As social as one can be on the internet, sure. What's up?
So what do you like about Dune?
What I loved about Dune 2 is obviously the technical aspect, the scope, the filmmaking. It's pretty much was close to perfect. It's just a beautiful looking sci-fi film. It definitely covers a lot of problems that I had with the film as far as like story and characters, to where I still really enjoyed myself. So I would kind of always level it out if it's a 10 out of 10 with the scope and the look and his direction, then I would say it's a 6 or 7 as far as story and changes to the lore that I was just kind of just really scratching my head. I'm gonna go see it again for sure. But no, it was a blast, and there was some jaw-dropping moments when you see it on the big IMAX. And
like what? Can you give us an example?
An example of jaw-dropping?
Yeah.
Well, the first one is the ride when Paul rides.
When he rides the worm. That was a cool shot.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
That was
So I mean that's pretty extraordinary. So I liked how him and Chani were kind of running between legs and taking fools out and trying to bomb the place. I like that. That was great to watch. That was great to watch.
those laser sniper shots. Like
Woo,
I love that. I love how they did that.
That was when they had the ambush of that machine, right? They were initially under the ground, right? Before, all the Fremen were under the ground in this space, whatever. I don't know.
It's one of the spice.
I had an issue with some of the editing. So I don't remember the second incident, but this was the first when he goes off to spend some time in the desert to prove himself or whatever. Mm-hmm. And we never see any of this happening. He just goes off, and then the next shot is he's involved in this ambush thing. And I was like, wait, what? That was quick. He came back from the desert really quick.
Yeah, it's like 30 seconds later, Cheney's standing there. I'm like, what? Wait a minute.
Yeah, so
I remember. I know exactly what you're talking about. You're right.
That one felt weird.
Mm-hmm. This is something I do want to bring up since FX brings it up. I was somebody who I was really concerned about Timothy Chalamet. Once he would he be able to pull off the Muad'Dib side of Paul? He's one of those actors who I think he's too young. He's too scrawny. He's not going to be able to, he can't be the tough guy. But when he becomes 100 proof Muad'Dib in the final hour of this movie, he really did impress me. Whatever qualms I had with him remaining as an actor, gone after this movie.
He was convincing. He went up against Austin Butler, and I'm thinking, he's so tiny. I don't know if I buy it. I don't know if I buy it.
I did have to issue that in that final fight.
His little teeny legs, and Austin Butler's like, and he's fierce, and I don't know. Then I'm like, okay, well, he has been living and fighting in the desert for a while. Maybe he's hardened and he knows how to do this stuff. But
yeah, they're lean, mean fighting machines.
Yeah.
But I thought that final fight, when it's Paul versus Fade, I thought Paul took too much damage.
He took a lot of damage, didn't he?
He should. Maybe like one little cut.
He was stabbed in the gut.
He had a gut stab and a shoulder.
He just walked it off. Okay.
He pulls it out and is like, "I'm gonna marry you, woman," and well, not not exactly that way, but you know what I mean.
You liked what, Paulie?
Yeah, no, I did. I love that about that fight because you really bought that he might not make it. Like,
yeah,
they really sold that. Also, too, at that time, by that time, Paul has been fighting without any shield protection for a couple of years now, so he's actually a better fighter than more
that makes sense.
than Fade. Fade is always, even when he fought in the arena, he was always protected by his shield, and then the fact that who he killed, they were always drugged out of their minds.
Yeah, like the Emperor guy in Gladiator. They come out there to fight him and they're wounded or whatever. Yeah, that's what he reminded me of when he was having those fights.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that too. That was another highlight. That was definitely another highlight. In Austin's first fight, I mean, everything Fade, everything Giddy Prime, just exquisite. I can't wait to see all that again. I can't see wait to see that world again. That was just that was out of control, man.
Was Austin Butler the standout for you as well? He was for me. I was super impressed with his performance.
I see it the other way around. I see the people that were terrible actors as standing out because everyone was so great. I mean, to me, everyone was so fantastic with their roles. It was pretty glaring as to see who couldn't act.
Who couldn't?
Zendaya.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Okay. So I was mentioning before you came on that she was like my least favorite part, and I mentioned in my review that when she tries to do this really tough scowly look, it's actually laughable to me. She can't pull it off. I just roll my eyes, partly because I'm not a fan, but also just it doesn't work. She worked best for me when she was playing the concerned, worried, upset type of look, not really the fierce fighty look. I can't take her seriously.
I agree. I think she was the of the weakest of the cast.
Yeah.
Yeah, and completely changed the character from, just from who she is fundamentally from the book. And there's no reason why that should have been changed.
Yeah.
So how can you guys tell me? Because I don't know.
She's just all in on Paul. The ride or die.
She's more skeptical in the movie. I did hear that, right? In comparison.
Oh, I mean, yeah, totally. This this doesn't make sense, especially too since it's a marriage of convenience, the royal marriage.
Cheney goes off in a little snit at the end, and that does not happen in the book. Cheney is by Paul's side. Cheney is with him. She is She is the de facto wife, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they actually do have a child by that at that time of the fight. At the time,
right? That's what they were.
They had one. The poor little baby didn't make it.
In the film?
No, in the
book. Their first child was killed before the final fight.
Right. But they, again, right? No, you're right. I was more like, but they had all that history together. Like she was embedded. There was this and I don't see this change. Like, okay, so why did they change this character? Is it to appease Zendaya, and her requests? Because it just all she came off was just, a very unlikable, pouting person, and
that's kind of I feel like that's
spoiled millennial brat.
That's
how she
Zendaya. Zendaya. I don't know. That feels like part of her personality. She's played that in different things I've seen her in. She was like that in Spider-Man, especially the first one.
And it
snarky, assholey type.
And like I said earlier, it didn't help that they condensed a course of years into just a few months, and to not have, like I said, not to have a Leah Bourne. That to me is like the biggest sin.
Yeah, there's a lot of problems I had with the storytelling, especially towards the end.
Paulie, how about if you remember in the book, because Paul eventually decides to take the water of life. One of the reasons he did that is because he didn't see Gurney trying to kill Jessica. He missed it. And so they don't have that aspect at all. So him taking the water of life just seems kind of okay, I'll do it. Kind of, it just didn't have the plot weight that it should have, and if I remember correctly, because that was a big part of what made Paul kind of knew he was missing something. Was when he and Gurney reunite, Gurney thought Jessica was the traitor.
Correct.
Didn't know it was Huey, and he tried to kill her when they remet.
And over those years, it was built up that she was the traitor over the three years. You're right.
And he had been anticipating it, and but Paul missed out. He did.
Yeah. So you asked me also too in regards to Water of Life. It was total like, oh yeah, in the film. All right, let's drink it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna pass out for a little while.
I'll go see my sister fully grown, Anya Taylor-Joy, for like 30 seconds.
Yeah,
she loves me.
Yeah, I mean, even before, when he first had waking dreams. I mean, they were so deep. I'm talking about in the book. They were so profound that he started, that he started out, as far as just being more aware and his power and his possibility, that his mom started being scared of him. That was just awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was awesome. So yeah, I mean, but I thought the thing with Aaliyah was kind of interesting. I think the timeline though, just at the end of the day, didn't work for me.
No, it didn't for me. That was like a big. Yeah. The fact that Jessica's still pregnant at the end just is insufferable. Yeah. Because I mean, because a big driving mental issue that Aaliyah has later on is the fact that she killed the Baron in the books. And of course, they don't have that. They just had Paul come in. I mean, everybody got upset when in Little Mermaid was like, well, let's have the girl kill the guy. And this time they flip it again. They flip it. And they get it wrong again. It's just the one time where you should have the girl kill the bad guy. They, for some reason, changed that storyline.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Really fast. Anyone checking out Deleted stream right now on my channel? Make sure I pinned it. I pinned his channel. Make sure you are subscribed. Go and subscribe right now to Deleted Scenes in his channel because we're trying to keep his channel, keep it growing.
Indeed.
So it's
thank you.
Good to see my friends in the slant stream, but also to do that for me.
Hi, Sean.
Hello, Sean Stackhouse.
We're just busy talking about Dune.
It's
What's up,
There's going to be a lot of talk about that this weekend.
Yeah. I got a fun thing planned for next Thursday night, a special live show. I got something nice and planned for you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Uh-oh.
But this is fun. This is fun.
Is this first time you've been on Deleted's channel?
No.
Yeah. I think so.
No, dude, I've been on your channel.
You have.
Well, I mean,
it's been a minute.
Well, because I keep asking you to come on my channel for an interview, and you just like completely ignore these requests. I think you're too good for me.
Here we go. Should Al and I leave now and just
I'm teasing.
let you two handle
Paulie
this?
is so busy. He
only
is like
on channels that have been members in good standing. Deleted is you're not even a member of my channel.
I haven't become a member yet.
My
I
God.
will when I pay off more credit card debt. Then I'll become a member. He's so rude. He's so rude to me.
Yeah, man. All right.
Yeah, like One Man View brings up here, One Fan's View, sorry. I think that change messes with Alia's mental processes in the next story. Good luck, Dennis. Yeah. Oof. I mean, there are so many characters that get short-shrifted or completely left out. Two for Howat completely disappears.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Why... I love the fact that they cast Anya Taylor-Joy as Alia, and then she's in this movie about as long as the girls are in their costumes in Madam Web.
Not even that long.
Yeah, you blink and you miss her, basically.
It was so quick. I had forgotten she was supposed to be in here, and that was the only scene with her.
And I was like, and I remember when I first heard it, I'm like, okay, yeah, she can't look like that in Dune because she's a child. Then they don't even bother to have her born. So yeah, I guess I'll have to have her in like Dune Messiah and Children of Dune, which would be great. I think it's great casting. She has that kind of scary look to her, thanks to the vitch, as I like to say. But yeah, I love it. Anya Taylor-Joy. She is, I'm a fan of hers.
Yeah. The mentats are non-existent in these films.
It's so weird.
Hyder DeVries really got the shaft in the first movie, I thought.
Especially with that actor.
And again, a great actor, David Dastmalchian, who can carry a film on his own.
The first one. Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's been a while since I've seen it.
And he's in the first movie, maybe 5 minutes, if?
Well,
yeah. I mean, yeah, and yeah, and I mean, even in Lynch's Dune, he really wasn't, used properly. He was a great character in the book.
Hmm.
You know, he was it was
Yeah,
interesting he was a very interesting character in the
yeah.
book.
I'm reading here that Thurfer
Mhm.
Hollett, that he had film scenes, but eventually they didn't make the final cut.
Right, you're right. I have a question for everyone.
Mhm.
Um, it is Javier Bardem's birthday, Stilgar, today.
Oh, it is his birthday
Oh,
today. Okay.
wow.
Happy
But
birthday, Javier!
I'm curious what
Yeah.
you guys think, because he definitely was a crowd pleaser. But do you think that they made Stilgar too much of a comedic uh,
Fanatic.
foil in the film?
Yes.
Um, not too. I thought he was a bit more. Like you said, Sim. I think he was a little too much of a fanatic. A little too. It could be read as comedic, with his like, it's like, oh, he is the one. Oh, look at what he's doing. Yeah. Oh, that's just like what the prophecy said. It's like it was a little too. It got a little too much, a little too wide eyed on that one. So I could see where you could see it be comedic. I didn't take it as comedic though, but I
It
did.
didn't
But
come across as
it
comedic to
it
me.
was weird. It was a little, I think, overdone. I mean, overall, I liked his performance. I got,
Oh, I loved it. I loved it. I'm
yeah,
just wondering how how
but
how how much of a Stilgar was that though?
yeah, I've seen better Stilgars. I'll say that. But I can't. I don't put that on him.
No,
I
he
think
was
that was
fantastic, dude.
that was a writer's that was
Yeah.
a creator's choice. But yeah, I thought he came off a little too religious fanatic.
So, speaking of the religion and the fanaticism and everything, I
Mm.
saw parts of a video that someone was mentioning, and the complaints that they were having about this one was that the North looked down on the South, and that's not really a
Hmm.
thing in the books, in the book. And he felt like that was something added in for, I don't know, for whatever reason.
I don't remember the hostility, but I do remember the different regions.
I do know, like
Okay.
the deeper you go, the farther you go, the more
Hmm.
Or that there was a
intense of
division
coming yet.
between the North and the South on the whole idea of, like, I don't know, Paul or whatever. And in the books, they were supposed to be more united. So, like, Zendaya was all skeptical, like you were saying. She looks down on the South and their fanaticism. In the books, that's not really a thing.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Cyfax in the chat, but I okay, yeah. So we met them all. Yeah, I don't think there was that division. I think there was a devout sector that was a little bit more into the prophecy,
Yeah.
but they all fell in line with Muad'Dib,
Mhm.
So
I know in the previous versions of the film, this whole division between North and South was not in either of those adaptations. I don't know how deep that goes in the book. To my understanding of the books is that's not so much an issue. So it does leave me to wonder, as I know other YouTubers have, of was that kind of 2024 thinking being thrown into the film. I don't know. If this is something that's in the books, and Al, please stop me if it is. If it's
mhm.
something that is in the books, then I'll let it go. But if it's not, then yeah, then it's going to be an issue, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I got the feeling it was something that was not.
Yeah,
It
It
was
felt
just an
added.
adjustment made in
yeah.
the
I don't.
in
When
the
they did it,
movie.
I'm like, I mean, I know there's like a little, but it's not like this major plot point.
Hmm.
The question was the division that they established in Dune 2 of North and South Arrakis and the Fremen, was that in the book as far as the division of almost kind of religious thought?
Mm-hmm.
You know, some, because in the movie they're like, it was either like you're all in on the prophecy or you're so non-religious that you're making fun of the people. That I thought all that was way too 2024.
Yeah, it's not at all. To my knowledge, it's not.
Yeah,
at
Lord
all
Crunk says the North-South
Yeah.
thing was not in the books.
But then Mr. Angel saying, yeah, it is in the books.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know. I haven't read
So
them,
that's where we're.
I don't remember. If it is, I don't remember it.
Yeah,
Well,
It was shown in the miniseries.
there's
Okay.
been.
Yeah.
Oh, in the.
Oh, is
okay.
it? Okay.
Well,
Okay.
Everyone's
it's
kind
shown
of
in the
giving different answers here, but I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, the question was whether that was in the book. Obviously, live action adaptations are going to have some adjustments, and this sounds like it was one of them, one of the adjustments that was made. And I saw another video, like I said, where it was talking about that. So if it was shown in the miniseries, well, that's just a change that was made. It sounds to me like, but I haven't read any of the books, so I don't know. That's why I was asking. Lord Crunk has money to put on it.
But did it work on the? Yeah, did it work for the film? I think they waste a lot of time on that.
They did.
Yeah, I think at the end it really didn't matter. They should have used that more as a. They should have used that time to develop the fact that this was going on for years, and all the stuff they left out.
Fletcher, take that down. Don't follow Sin, guys. Do not follow Sin's corner.
The abuse, I swear. Hey, Fletcher, how's it going?
Yeah, how you doing, Fletcher? Fletcher, if you want to come on, Fletcher, let me know. I'll drop the link.
Has he even seen it? Has Fletcher seen it?
I
don't know. I don't know if he has.
I'm not positive.
Yeah, so like, okay, so that's, to me, those cons of, of emotionally, a lot. There was some great payoff for me in the third act, but I know it did sacrifice a lot of the book. It just ran through a lot to where, like you even said, I mean, it was, too quick of a battle. I thought the Baron Harkonnen was just,
and Dave Bautista's character too.
Absolutely.
I was surprised as could be. I thought there was going to be a big fight, and it was just boom, and it was done. What? What?
Yep.
I was not expecting that.
Yep.
I mean, and I know this is going to be a sticking point with you, Sin. They do kind of turn Gurney into John Wick a little bit. He is on God mode.
Wait, who is this character? What, who?
Gurney.
Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin. Okay, see, yeah. I don't remember all the names. Okay. Well, in the movie, he didn't come across too much that way. He didn't.
Well, I think what's interesting, right? It's only 9 months. It's like he went from being a bald, military bald Marine buzz cut to like he had his long hair and he looked like 10 years older. I'm like, what's going on?
That's here? Right. Yeah.
That just
does hair grow faster on that planet?
Well, again, it added to my confusion because I'm watching the film and okay, Homeboy's hair is long now, like it's been years since we've seen him, but Lady Jessica is still pregnant. What was
Yep.
And it's okay. I'm in a meeting now. There you go.
I know how that is, Fletcher. Okay.
But I do plan to see it again before next Thursday, for sure.
You going by yourself, or are you going to go with your lady love?
I don't know if she'll want to see it. I don't know if she.
Oh, she's not into.
Nah.
Okay.
Nah. I mean, she likes those actors, and she loves Rebecca Ferguson. It just depends on what kind of mood she's in. I'm trying to get her to go and see Problemista with me. tomorrow night.
Oh yeah, I
That's
heard
it.
about that. It's Tilda Swinton.
Yeah. Oh
Okay.
God, she looks hysterical in it.
She does. I didn't even think it was
So,
her. I thought it was Leslie Ann Down.
oh my wow, yeah, man,
I like
that's a name
Tilda
for the
Swinton.
past.
What's it called? What's it called?
It's a
Problemista.
problem, but in it's problem then like a fashionista, problemista.
Oh, okay. I'll have to check that out if I can find it.
Yeah. My tickets are not in the Bay Area, buddy. I'm sorry. They're in Burbank. So there's a Q&A with Julio, the lead guy. So that's why
You
I was
get
like,
all those cool things going on over there, I swear.
He lives in California.
I know that's true. He does.
I
I'm
live in
flying into
Southern Maryland.
Burbank
I
in a
got
couple of
nothing
weeks.
except hard crabs. Hard crabs and crab cakes. And,
yeah, you got some good
Yeah.
good East Coast food there.
Oh,
Be
yeah.
hating. Yeah, man. Yes, Gore will be there. Yes, get your tickets because I think they're selling out. That's Cyfax. That's AJ. What's up, AJ? But yeah, again, too, we were with a big group. I think everyone's fever was up, so it was like we were all excited. But
Oh, you mean
having
the first
slept
time
on
you
it,
saw it? Okay.
yeah, that one time I saw it, having slept on it, I was like,
Thinking about it, yeah.
yeah. I think I like Dune. I think I like Dune 1, Part 1
Really?
better. Yeah.
Okay.
As far as story, but as far as look and scope, 2 is just, incredible. I don't know. I mean, but maybe now, you got to see them together. But listen, I'm gonna see it again, and it is definitely something to recommend, and it's exciting for sci-fi fans, for Dune fans, for fans of cinema. Yeah, come and join us, Santa Barbara girl. We'd love to have you. Absolutely.
Yeah, it needs to be 1 6-hour
epic.
Yeah, it's better
Shadow
as
of
a
the Raven
miniseries.
has an interesting question. You guys who have read the book, maybe you could.
Right.
Yeah, it seems like there's a couple of book aficionados in the chat too. So Mr. Angel, Cyfax. So I don't think there's far too emotional in Dune Part 1. Seeing the Bene Gesserit control emotions.
She didn't seem very emotional to me in the first one. She seemed more so in the second one.
Yeah. That's a huge because they're that's a huge, correct me if I'm wrong, aren't they basically like the female besides controlling the bloodlines, they're like the female Jedi. They don't show emotions. I mean, they're just into their power.
Like Vulcans. Well, I mean, to an extent, Jessica did love Leto. That's why she broke the code basically and had Paul, because Leto wanted a son.
Mm-hmm.
So she was already making, as far as a Bene Gesserit would be concerned, bad decisions. So her being a little overly emotional, especially when her entire world's blown up around her. I don't know.
This movie missed Oscar Isaac. It really needed.
He was my favorite. He was my favorite part of the first movie.
Yeah, he was good.
Him. Yeah, he's great in that first movie. That scene between Leto and Paul in the graveyard, that gets me every time. You know, the only thing I ever wanted you to be was my son. That line always gets me. And there's no scene like that in this movie.
Yeah, it would have been.
And I think it needed it.
Society. That's funny.
What? Oh, I didn't see.
I missed one.
I just saw the Oh, Reggie's here. What's up, Reggie? He thought it was pretty awesome. It is awesome. I just had problems with some of the changes from the book.
Well, see, this is why I'm glad I didn't I don't know the source material well, because a lot of these things that get under the skin of people who know the books just flew right over my head. So I feel like that
Yeah,
maybe that helped me enjoy it a little more than some of you guys.
Well,
Even though
sometimes
I
they
feel
say
like fans of the books really like it, though. A
I
lot of them
did.
do.
I
I
did.
liked it. I liked it, but I was very upset with the
Do you feel
storyline.
like maybe it's so there? It's so immense. The world and the story so immense.
Well, they've always called it unfilmable.
Right, I've heard that mentioned
They've always said
multiple
that about
times.
Dune, and I think like not a poor man's version of Dune is Star Wars, but Star Wars is definitely the Lucas borrowed heavily,
Right.
and just really simplified it. Uh, but yeah, I mean, I think I think he did a great job. I just he made some creative choices I didn't agree with. It's no big deal. I'd rather disagree and discuss this stuff than kind of the what we were so used to, like, just not liking coming out of Hollywood, like Napoleon.
You like Napoleon?
No,
I never
Darth
I never
Plato
I never
hated it.
saw it. Some
Hated
people
it.
that know their history, they did not like it.
No,
Yeah.
I don't want. No, I won't get in. I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to get into it.
And hello to my partner in crime, the toxic gunslinger himself, Jedi Bill. Good to see you, sir.
Oh, well.
Hey, Jedi Bill.
Our
Hey,
man in
Jedi Bill.
Arizona.
Yeah, I mean, you
Alright.
go in blind. Okay, so now that being said, for fans of cinema, they're gonna eat this movie. They're eating this movie up. This is gonna be the
Yeah.
biggest movie of the year.
This is going to
Yeah.
make bank this weekend, which,
Mhm.
if memory serves correctly, I mentioned this in my review. The first one didn't perform as well as people were hoping, but that was almost 3 years ago, and there was still a lot of fear about COVID and stuff. So I think this is going to be very different. I heard Thursday preview made what, 12, 14 million?
Is that right?
Just
Yeah.
Thursday alone. And this is a long ass movie too. I'm really curious to see what it's going to do here in just the States alone.
Yeah, I think timing is everything. The right movie, the right stars at the right time. They saw the writing on the wall, they being Warner Brothers with Wonka and Dune, and they pushed back both films, but layered them to where they probably knew what they had on their hands in regards to Wonka making Chalamet more of a household name, to where you can now push Zendaya and Chalamet in this one film, which was because it's like doubling the Dune 1 numbers. We were coming out of COVID hardcore. People were still scared to go to the movie theater, didn't know what was going on. I remember going there and people were still, hey, I don't know what's going on, what's up, which, okay, but it still kind of picked up steam. If you remember, did not get greenlit for Dune 2 right away. So
Yeah.
Again,
I was
think
surprised it was greenlit, honestly, because I felt like it didn't do as well as, and surely they weren't going to. I mean, I was glad it was, because I'm not super
again,
into it, but I did want to
yeah.
see more. I'm feeling pretty sure the third one's going to get greenlit. I haven't heard news yet, but I will be surprised as heck if it doesn't.
Well, again, whoever is the marketing gurus over there at Warner, they deserve all the props when it comes to Wonka and Dune. In seeing that people will go back to movies with the big scope films, Maverick, Barbie, Oppenheimer, Avatar, and they're like, look, we're going into the fall of 23. We're seeing the strikes happen. let's push back Dune because we need our two young stars on the red carpets promoting the heck out of this. They're, everyone, they're, and we've seen Wonka, they've seen Wonka. This was like, this is going to be a holiday hit. And look, it's still in the theaters, still making a couple bucks. They called it, and now everyone is talking about Dune. Everyone is going to see Dune. I think it's really great also too for storytellers and old lore, old science fiction that is as adult as this, like Oppenheimer becoming such a big hit with people, and we're talking about the making of the nuclear bomb. So I think it's great.
I think I like how you said basically the more mature sci-fi, the more meta sci-fi I think getting made is a good thing. Something like a Dune or something like Foundation if they do it right. I haven't watched it, but like that old school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's just not put let's put ships in space and start shooting each other. Yeah, that's been done. Yeah, to death.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Everyone talk at once. No, I'm
I
kidding.
know.
Well, I
Yeah,
just was talking a
silence.
lot. I was just talking a lot, so don't be throwing that at me.
I was just sitting here wishing I had one of those Dune sandworm popcorn buckets.
I do have this for people that are just getting here. I do have this
The Chihuahua
IMAX poster, the Chihuahua IMAX
I
Dune
swear,
poster.
I see Chibi now. Every time I look at it, look what Chibi
Now
was.
it's like Chihuahua to the
Yeah.
ninth. And I'm gonna give this away to one of the members of my channel. There you go.
Yeah, I did love the way they did the sandworms. I just wish
I was super impressed with that.
I really I just also wish they had more of it at the end. It's like you get the one shot of them bursting through and a little bit of stuff, and then boom, battle over.
It's weird about Chalamet, and I've mentioned this before. I can recognize that he's a really good actor, but I don't feel a connection with him in pretty much anything I've ever seen him in. He feels very distant to me. It's weird.
Did you see Wonka?
No, I have no interest in Wonka. I have never been interested in any of the Wonkas, so I've never seen any of them. Yep,
Chihuahua
I know.
Dune.
Absolutely no interest at all. There are some things I'm just like, yep, nope.
And this people,
Okay, goodbye.
people, yes, thank you. This is why.
That was unfortunate. Sin had to go. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, gee.
This is why Sin's Corner must be stopped. Do not subscribe to her. If you are subscribed, unsubscribe now. Put it back on that one. That's mean. That's mean.
I'm very vocal about what I like and don't like, y'all.
We're kidding. She's like our little sister. We love her. Stop it, guys.
I was impressed with Wonka. I mean, there were some things I didn't like, but yeah, I think overall,
it definitely has had legs. I'm surprised because it didn't feel like initially it was going to do so great, and then it kept hanging around.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought he did a fine job. I think the person that's going to come out of this one with the most the upside is going to be Austin Butler, though.
Oh, Austin Butler.
Oh, yeah.
Gosh. Yeah. I was mentioning, did
What
you pick up
actor.
on what he did with his voice and how he sounded like Stellan? Because
that was like, perfection. Even Nerd Cookies and Danica were like, that was the most incredible fade. That's just like straight out of the book.
Right? Mm-hmm. And I don't even know first thing about that character, but oh my gosh. I was gobsmacked at how impressive he was.
Yeah, that was
he melted. He just melts into his roles.
The guy from Chernobyl?
No, the dude from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood who played Tex.
Elvis.
I'm trying to remember who that was.
Elvis, yeah. He played Elvis. I'm sorry, I didn't see that. Someone was on my side. Can you put that back up, deleted? I'm oddly with Sim, but his charisma in this role, I can see him possibly going far. He definitely will. If you're talking about Timothy, he will. I'm just not. I don't dislike him. I'm not like, oh yes, Timothy Chalamet. I must watch this. I just don't have that going with him.
Stunt Brad 77 say he was good in Willy Wonka. Dumb for people to compare him to Gene Wilder. Definitely, no one can compare to Gene Wilder.
No,
can't.
He's definitive. He is that.
Yeah.
He is that. But I think he made better choices in his Wonka than Depp did. Definitely, because he leaned more into the Wilder-esque version.
Absolutely. I thought and as the film progressed in Wonka, he started filling out what was going to be the Wilder, Gene Wilder's.
This is your poster.
Yeah.
See,
Really?
look.
Oh no, it's Shai Hulud.
Shai Hulud. Once again, it is a legend. Yeah.
I felt like Christopher Walken and Florence Pugh they just weren't in there enough.
Yeah.
I feel like we didn't get adequate exposure to them.
I liked her. She was.
I liked her. I just
demure.
felt like we needed more of her.
I'll take more for as much as I can. But yeah, like I said earlier, yeah, you're right about Christopher Walken. Just why? Poor choice to have him play it that way. Because I know he could have played that a little more.
Well, even like the Jesus one piece robe. I'm like, what is he wearing? I'm like, that's not the emperor. It's like I'm walking around in my sandals. I'm the emperor.
Oh, that's good.
And it's crazy.
That's really good.
What we need is more sandworms.
So I went to Denny. Oh, am I going to get cowbell? He said, no, Christopher, walk in. You're not getting no cowbell. But that's crazy.
Oh my gosh. He's got such a distinct voice.
Yeah, I need to work on that.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good, Polly. I'm impressed.
Well, I have, you gotta have, when you're doing impressions, you just gotta have fun and be silly.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Big Al?
Definitely.
It boy and girl casting. Yeah, definitely when it came to Zendaya, yeah. And I don't like hacking on her because it feels like piling on at this time, but man, I do not like how they did that character in this version.
Who do you think could have who do you think maybe would have been a better pick?
She was in the cast. Two of them were in the cast. Anya Taylor-Joy and
Florence Pugh.
Pugh.
Oh, you think they would have been
Anya would have been my choice.
Better Chaney?
Oh, okay. Without a first
the one who played Chaney's friend.
Oh, okay.
Might have been a good choice as well.
Yeah, she.
Well, if you're gonna, they obviously made a choice with the Fremen and the indigenous people to make them darker from the Middle Eastern look to black, which I think was fantastic. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, okay, if we were going with that,
they are desert people.
Yeah, if we were going with that, which I had no problem with.
Yeah.
Then okay, you don't put in a Florence Pugh or whatever, but how about a Lupita? Lupita Nyong'o. I don't know how to say her last name.
Yeah, I like her.
Oh my God, she's amazing, and she's gorgeous too. I mean, that her presence alone. See,
so what? Ariana DeBose, something like that.
Zendaya, she has no presence. There literally is no weight to her. But there's not. She's a model, right? Yeah. And you got the model, lyrical pose, and look all beautiful and exotic. But I mean, she's just a model, and this is just my opinion. But you get like a Lupita, or you were talking about Ariana DeBose. Yeah. Ariana would have been a very interesting. Ariana can actually act.
Mhm.
You know, I just don't. I. It's one thing to make all those character changes to Chani, but then you could see that this actor just could not you know give it to what, like with Rebecca. There were some like big changes to Lady Jessica, but
Yeah, I think it was too big. I think it was too heavy of a role for Zendaya.
she miscast. She just
Yeah.
miscast. But okay, all right. I don't want to pile on her. I think there would have been other great choices great actresses to be Cheney. Excuse me, Cheney, to be Cheney.
Thank you.
Cheney.
Yes.
I was going to say, I have a big thing with the Cheney thing.
Mhm.
I've had arguments with well, not arguments, but like discussions like with Troy and stuff like that. I was like, sorry, I've got Frank Herbert on audio tape saying Cheney.
Yeah.
that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I mean, how about let's ask our chat, people in the chat, who would you like to now for Cheney, let's fan cast. I know this is silly because it's done, right? But given the parameters, like it's got to be someone with that look, from
So Sean Young was not the best pick for the
no, but
84
what I'm talking
Dune.
about, what they're going with here, you got everyone from Javier Bardem and like their Arabic looks to more Sephardic and then dark people, which I think which is great. Who would you have cast? I actually just thought of someone else too. Deleted.
Oh, cool.
I'm saving it.
Oh, you're saving it.
Okay.
I'm saving it.
I was waiting. Jeez.
Like no one's participating.
I'm trying to think
Come
of
on,
somebody
people.
because I don't know the character, but I mean because I never read the book, so I'm trying to think of someone as well.
Oh, sure, Albie.
I'm just looking up names. I'm looking up actresses.
Samuel Jackson. It's got to be a chick, guys. Come on. We don't do that here.
Oh no, she's too old. Forget that. I was going to say the chick who played Pedro Pascal's lover in Game of Thrones, but she's too old.
Oh, in Indra.
Oh, Dira Varna.
Dira.
Yeah,
Dira.
she's
Sorry.
just too old.
Love
but-
her.
She's a great choice. She's basically Lady Jessica.
No. Really?
I mean,
No,
her
she
age
could
range.
be right. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
There's an there's a few female Indian actresses that would have been amazing. There's this one I just recently saw. She's very special.
Chick from Patan. The main chick.
Oh,
Oh
Maybe.
my gosh, gorgeous.
yeah.
Yeah, that's it. No, Darth. She's not. You can make her look young.
I missed it. What did he say?
That's who I'm thinking. That's exactly who I'm thinking.
Yeah, she would have been
Sophia-
interesting.
I gotta look
She
up
would.
who she
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
She would have. That's perfect casting, especially with everyone else in the Fremen.
Oh, her.
Yeah, Rebel Moon.
Yeah, her.
Yeah.
Jamie Lawson. Who's Jamie Lawson, Reggie?
You got me on that one.
I have
Okay,
to
I'm gonna look her up
Let me see. Yeah.
because
Oh.
What's your better?
oh my god, yeah.
Sydney
she
Sweeney
was
because
in,
reasons.
She was in the Batman.
Oh, she was Till. So she can act. Like this is an actor. That's what we want. She's 20, only 26. And she was in The Woman King. So she's athletic. Like, like you believe she's a fighter. That's a great choice. That's a great choice. Okay. We're doing some good casting here. And Reggie's a filmmaker, so trust Reggie.
The
She
actress
didn't look
who plays
41.
Danny's
She doesn't look 41.
the
No,
actress
she
who
doesn't.
plays Danny's daughter. Ooh, no, she's not a good actress. I'm sorry. I just finished season 1 of Cobra Kai last year. I'm not crazy about her
You know
acting
what?
in there.
I said Jen Ortega the other day on film
Jen
prep.
Ortega.
I was thinking Jen Ortega.
I am getting there, but I think she could pull it off better than Zendaya.
I've been watching a couple of her dramas lately, though. Miller's Girl and Finest Kind. She's got some acting chops.
She
Yes, she
does.
does.
I don't think I'd ever seen her before she was in Scream 5. And so that was my first exposure to her, and I remember specifically mentioning in my review that I was very impressed with her acting in there.
I think a lot of people are liking Jenna. It's a great choice.
Jenna
Ortega.
Ortega.
I think Jenna was probably too busy. You got to think schedules too.
Yeah. Gosh, I got to look up this person.
Selma Hayek.
No.
Maybe Lady Jessica.
Isabella Merced is see her picture popped up. My searches. I don't know.
I don't know if she's got the acting chops yet.
Yeah.
No.
I know.
Of course, she's in the Madam Web, but she
I know
was
her
Dora.
acting chops
She
more
played
than I
Dora
do.
and Dora the Explorer.
Well, Madam Web didn't make anybody involved with it look good. Let's be honest.
Well, Sydney Sweeney, but she just looked good on purpose.
She was the only. I mean, she was okay.
Guys, that's just her chi-chis that you love.
I know she's
but
like, I've never heard
Isabella-
of this chick, and all of a sudden everybody's talking about her.
All of a sudden,
All of a
euphoria.
sudden.
But who are we talking about? What was the other chick?
Jenna Ortega?
Yeah, but
No,
but
not
she-
Jenna. Isabella.
Oh, Isabella Merced.
Isabella's going to be in Superman and an Alien Romulus. So we're going to get a lot of doses for Amber, Thunder, mid Prey girl.
Oh, yeah.
She would have been great.
Oh, dead on.
She would. What are you talking about, Sin?
I was not impressed with her in Prey.
Oh, Amber
Yeah,
Thunder
no.
is so cool.
You know, and every
no,
time
no.
I try, I want to like your channel. I want to support Sin's Corner. She just blows it.
I loved Prey. I thought that was an awesome film.
Great
It's
film.
so overrated, y'all. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. I enjoyed it. I would have loved to have seen it on the big screen, to be honest. But there were too many flaws with it for me to love it as much as so many people did. The girl who played Lagertha in Vikings,
Catherine Winnick.
she's too
Yeah.
white.
Yeah.
She doesn't fit the role of the type of person that would be living in that area.
Well, that's how they're casting it, right? With all
Yeah,
the different
that's-
indigenous, which is
Yeah,
fine.
exactly.
You
Well,
know,
because
that's
of the
why
landscape, it makes sense.
Sasha Guy is a great actor.
I was thinking about her.
I think Sasha really got thrown under the bus with all the Flash hate. You know, I don't really see her being. She's not working. I don't see her getting work, man. I feel kind of bad. But anyway, it's a different argument. But Amber Midthunder.
Yes, she was mid.
No, she's not mid. Oh, I got another one for you. I got another one. See, we're talking about now. We're talking
The girl in Doom Patrol.
We're talking about 6 quality actresses that could easily done an incredible job with Chaney.
Well, yeah, because look what we were stuck with.
Because look what we're stuck with.
Yeah.
I got another one. What was that? Described as having big eyes, very skinny, and an elven face.
Don't forget who you were going to say. You were getting ready to say somebody.
Lord Crunk.
But
go ahead, Big Al.
I got one. I was looking at thing. I got one that'll make your head explode. Rachel Zegler.
Okay, hold on to that. Lord Crunk. Yes. Yes, but I get you. But they went a different direction with the indigenous people in this in the film's iterations. So, who do you got? Who do you got, Lord? Big Al. Who do you got, Big Al?
Oh, I said Rachel. I said Rachel Zegler, but I can see that making like a lot of people's head go boom. But I think physically, like I said, when we just had the description of Cheney physically, that's Rachel Zegler. But
I mean,
little tiny with big eyes.
Yeah, I think that.
Here's the thing with Rachel, man.
Rosa Salazar.
She's actually. That's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say.
Boom,
you know,
perfect.
I was thinking about that because of
Rosa
the way she was in
Salazar.
Alita. Yes, exactly. She has these. Her eyes aren't big, but she has very interesting eyes. Man, if they made her look like Alita again.
No, have you seen her in A Million Miles Away?
Yes, I went to go. She was so adorable in there. Oh my gosh. Liked her.
She's got the guts. She's got this just presence about her, and then she's so likable. See, the thing with Rachel is that she's not likable. You just can't get away from the fact that she's not likable right now.
Yeah,
you know, and I don't know if she, I don't know if she's got the acting chops. I haven't seen her range. She's good. I like Iman. I like Iman. That's interesting. I think if anything, it would have been interesting if Iman would have been the best friend of Cheney, like kind of build up that acting portfolio. But Rosa Salazar.
That's a slam dunk. That's the choice.
There's some slam dunks, Big Al.
Mm-hmm.
But what do we get? We got Zendaya.
I know. I swear.
Rosa Salazar is
never
the
been a
home
fan.
run to Zendaya's foul ball.
Rose.
No.
Yeah.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Absolutely
Jennifer
not.
Lawrence. Sander. I think everyone else was pretty much a perfect casting.
Yeah.
Even the Mentat who was in the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted more of him, and they got rid of him.
Mm. Gosh, it's been so long since I saw the first one. I almost wish I had rewatched it before I went to go see this. But I think these films are like one watches for me. I enjoyed them. They're beautiful. The score, I absolutely loved the score. But I don't have a burning desire to rewatch.
Oh, wait, my bad, guys. In regards to Till and Jamie Lawson, she's in the film, but she was not Danielle Deadweiler, who was actually nominated in the role as Emmett Till's mother. It's a different actor.
Oh.
My bad.
Carl Shadow of the Raven says he did not think Momoa was right for Duncan.
No. I don't think he was either.
I liked him. I thought he was fine.
I have a personal issue with Momoa.
Okay. Who would you have preferred then?
That's what I was going to ask.
I've never been a fan of the character of Duncan Idaho anyway. I don't know.
Let's resurrect Richard Jordan and have him do it.
Yeah.
I liked his Duncan, man.
Yeah.
I liked his Duncan.
Who's Duncan? You said Richard Jordan?
Yeah.
He was in the Lynch version. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was in Logan's Run.
Okay.
Gerard Butler.
Gerard Butler.
Wow.
Okay.
Or even Statham. So if we're going there, because
Sean Bean, because he
Sean
always
Bean.
has. Yeah, we know what happens.
He always
to Sean.
dies anyway, so
he's gonna die. Yeah. Momo, okay, it was my most enjoyable Momoa performance, but it was Momoa,
It was
right?
Momoa playing
Yeah.
Momoa.
It was Momoa playing,
Mhm.
dude, brah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You put on a
that's
little you put on a little muscle. Oh, I did? No, just kidding. I mean, come on. That's just not that was just silly.
Yeah.
yeah.
silly.
I met him once, and it wasn't the best experience. So I had an
Oh,
issue.
okay.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It's I almost want to take bits and pieces from all three adaptations and just put them together and make one long supercut. I
Hmm.
Ooh,
mean,
Hugh Jackman
that's what I feel like with this. Hugh Jackman? Okay.
for Duncan, Idaho. Yeah.
Ooh, that would have been cool.
I could see that.
That would have been cool. Yeah.
As for Aquaman, they should have switched it. Patrick Wilson should have been Aquaman.
Yep.
I didn't see the last one.
Yep.
I didn't see the last
Or
one.
Alan Richson.
Who? Well, he
Oh,
played
he should have been
Aquaman
Duncan,
once
Idaho.
already.
Rich?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. Richard.
Could have
Yeah.
been. Yeah.
That would have been great.
Okay, I was referring to Aquaman, but I could see it working as Duncan as well.
Well,
Or you know
Just,
who
Justin Hart.
occurred to me,
Woman.
but he's too old now. Is Sean Pertwee, dude who played in oh gosh, bless it. Dog
Event
Soldiers.
Horizon. Dog
Dog
Soldiers,
Soldiers. Yeah.
yeah.
At that age.
And Brother Catfall. I remember the Cat. He was in the Catfall series too.
And he's the son of a former Doctor Who.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But you know, he wasn't in the second part of Dune 2, guys, Momoa. Just in case anyone's wondering. We're talking
Well,
about
I mean,
kids.
He's
he
not
got
in it.
killed in the first one, so
Bring
Well,
back bring back Oscar Isaac. And then play everything.
you know that guy has actually grown on me. He used to be meh, and then
Another hot take.
Oscar Isaac. I know.
Oh yeah.
Actually
guys,
doubting
look.
Oscar Isaac's talent.
Well, no, it's not that I didn't think he wasn't talented. It's just some actors, they just don't resonate with me, and he was one of them. Look, Polly, we all have opinions.
I
No,
mean,
he was
look
just-
at the chat. Oscar Isaac is the GOAT.
Well, so I think what it was when I
Yes.
when I saw him in Dune Part 1, I really liked his character, and he did, like, he kind of, okay, all right, he's working more for me. And then I saw him in Moon Knight. I really liked him in Moon Knight.
Mhm.
So, you know, sometimes it takes me a bit to warm to some people, and sometimes I just never do. Just never. Like, I
Have
don't
you
know
seen
if
him in other films?
I saw him in Ex Machina.
Okay.
I can tell he's a fine
Yeah, that was
actor. I
good.
know I know he's a good actor. It just, some actors don't inspire me enough to, oh my gosh, I must see it because I love this actor. Like, they don't all do that for me. Like Timothy Chalamet, I don't know that he ever will. Even though I can recognize he's quite talented. Oh, Danny Trejo.
Yeah.
Geronimo, yes.
There was a film he did a few years ago. It's 10 years now. A Most Violent Year. Check that one out.
It's called now who are you
A
talking
Most
about? Oscar
Violent
or
Year.
Danny
Oscar,
Trejo?
Oscar.
A Most Violent
Yeah.
Year. Okay, I'll
Most
put it in my
Violent Year.
letterbox. I'll put it in my letterboxed.
Of course, I know
All
Oscar
right, boss.
Isaac as Joseph in the Nativity Story.
Yeah.
I'm ending my poll here. I did a
Just
poll.
watch.
A Most Violent 2014. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, Chad Bezos. Yeah, he was miscast as Apocalypse.
Oh, that's right. He was in Apocalypse.
Yeah.
The late great Brandon Lee would be the perfect Duncan. Okay, I could see that.
Yeah. Yeah, we won't know how great he would have been because his light was put out too short, but
Mhm.
he could have been up there with Keanu.
I think he probably
They might have
had a little
cast him for Wick. Who knows? I
bit-
could see that.
He's a better actor than Keanu. He was a better actor than Keanu. So, yeah, I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
And I love Keanu. He just, he's Keanu. Momoa should have been Lobo. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I could definitely see him in that part.
Yeah.
So who else is there? Are we missing any roles in Dune 2? Any parts as far as characters that didn't work for us, or I mean, I think we exhausted Cheney. Oh, poor Cheney.
Yeah.
Zendaya. She's honestly the only one I can think of. To be honest, I can't think of anybody else.
Well, like I said, I didn't like the Emperor. I didn't like Christopher Walken's portrayal.
Well, see, I didn't have anything to base it on, so Christopher Walken, to me, he's Christopher Walken in pretty much everything. I was just happy to see him just because I like Christopher Walken. I thought Florence Pugh was great, but I feel like we didn't get enough of them. Obviously, Austin Butler, Rebecca Ferguson. I feel like everybody was pretty solid as far as the casting and the acting, except for who we've already talked about.
Yeah. Count Fenring, another character who
another great character,
not into film.
Mm-hmm.
The Countess is, obviously, because she gets to do the dirty with Fade, but
that was kind of weird.
I wonder if that was Blake Nelson's role.
Did that happen in the books? With
yeah. Oh man!
What?
I bet it was.
What was that?
Tim Blake Nelson was also supposed to be in the movie, and got cut.
Mm-hmm.
And the conjecture is that he might have been playing Count Fenring. That would have been good casting. I can see that. Yeah. So many missed opportunities in this movie, and that's what brought it down for me. I mean, I get it. The average normie film goer is going to eat this movie up, and that's great. If you enjoy it, fine. We're not telling anybody not to see it. But man, I'm thinking of all of the different avenues that this movie could have taken, this adaptation could have taken, that it didn't, and all the characters that got left out or short shrifted. And in the end, that's what brought the movie down for me. I'm mildly recommending it, mostly for Austin Butler, because I think he saves it. But I'm with Al. With me, it's a very, very mild 3 stars out of 5 for me.
Yeah.
I gave it 3.75. I think I gave part 1 3.5. This one 3.75. I can't 5-star it. Or someone called Denny's work on this so clinical. Did you guys?
Right. Yeah. What was it, Mahler or?
It was someone in the comments of my review who referred to, I can't remember, but the way he explained it made me think, I'm wondering if this is why I feel so removed from these characters. I can recognize this movie is very well done, but I'm not feeling it. Even though I enjoyed it, I don't know. It's hard to explain. And I didn't know if it was just, maybe it was just the story. Maybe you don't feel a connection to these characters in the story, but I mean, this is a highly regarded series of books. You would think there would be that level of deep connection. So maybe it was just the way it was translated on screen by Denis.
Yeah, I feel it was a lost opportunity to really do Dune full justice. But and like I said, if I were a moviegoer who didn't know any better, didn't know the story, who's just in it for the spectacle, it's 4. It was, like I said, 4.5 stars. It's beautifully done. but it loses a lot. Ultimately, I settled on 3. I was like, I think a movie fan will get something out of it. Dune fan might have some more issues, and that's where it lost it for me. Was just the storytelling. I was with it until about halfway through, and I realized that we weren't going to see a lot of very important elements of that story.
Was there a specific turning point for you?
I think before, right around when he meets Gurney again, I started to sense it's like, and they didn't have him. They didn't have Gurney going after Jessica, and that's when I started thinking that it was making some poor choices. I mean, it's one thing not to have Tom Bombadil, and a few changes there. This was a lot more egregious for later, for later aspects of the story, especially when it comes to Aaliyah.
Yeah, that broke my heart, Aaliyah. Yeah.
Polly, when you went on these, have you had 1 or 2 appearances on Versus about Dune? Didn't you? Have you done
just this past Monday?
But is there another one? He's having another one, I thought.
I think he's having another one. Yeah.
So I'm wondering that, because like I said, I didn't watch it because I didn't want to be exposed to spoilers.
Yeah.
So you're on the first Versus. It had been a little bit since you saw it the day before, right?
Yeah, the day before.
By then, had you started to come down from your initial elation? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And what do you, everybody else on the panel, did they feel similarly, or were they still super in love with
Not
it?
as much. So, some did, but not as much. Yeah.
Okay. Are you going to be on with the same people on Monday?
I don't think so. I think it's like a Dune versus Star Wars.
Oh, okay.
Something.
I thought maybe you were just revisiting Dune. And I was curious to know if the same people were going to be there.
The Dune one I'm doing on my channel is going to be Danica and Nerd Cookies.
Oh, I thought you were going to be on another Versus about Dune.
No,
too.
No, I'm not going to be on.
Okay.
I'm not going to be on this Monday's Versus.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
And hello, Retro Nerd Girl. Hey,
what's up, girl? What's up, girl?
Chibi. Come on.
Aw.
Dune.
Movie-wise, Dune 1, 7.5 out of 10. Dune 2, 8 out of 10. Book fan, knock at least a full point off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knocked more than a point.
Yeah, did you?
I had 3 aspects to my review. Like I said, I gave it 4.5 for those who didn't know, 2 out of 5 for like a guy like me where the story went awry, kind of really took the wind out of my sails, and I just made it a 3-star total.
I don't think I could go as high as 4.5. I didn't have the emotional connection to it that I did, let's say, a Top Gun Maverick. And that's what I look for to go that high.
Yeah, I was probably over generous because I loved the look of it.
It was beautiful.
The costuming,
yeah.
And like I said, all the pieces were there, and I was with them right up until like I said, the last third of the film. That's where kind of everything started to go awry. But all the pieces were there. They just didn't do the story right.
Well, hopefully we're not spoiling it too much for you, Retro Nerd Girl.
Yeah, hopefully not.
I think she's gonna like it. Well, I don't know. Wait, are you a hardcore book?
Like
Dune book?
If you're not, then you might.
Yeah,
still
you like it more.
Better in the lunch.
I mean, I'm up there too, guys. I mean, I think cinematically and the visuals and everything, it's pretty much perfect. And then the story and the changes is where for me it fell short. So I'm like 7.58 altogether.
Well, that's high.
So yeah. Oh no, I've read all the books.
Chad says, I wonder how many people rolled their eyes when you just mentioned Top Gun in the same sentence as Dune. Yeah, Dune doesn't do it for me as far as like Top Gun Maverick. I went to see that film 5 to 6 times on the big screen. I absolutely loved it. So it had cinematography, it had acting, it had great action, and so for me, it was just like complete package. Dune, not so much, even though I didn't hate it. I was getting ready to say something. I forgot what it was. Shoot.
A little more cowbell. Yeah.
I was good.
Yeah, we got to the cowbell.
Someone explain to me what's up with the Baron. Like, what's his deal? Why does he look so funky?
A life spent of debauchery and.
Okay.
Well, they're genetically, from what I remember, the Harkonnens are genetically. I don't know if it's in their diet or if it's just how their genetic makeup is that they get fat easily. Someone in the chat help me out. It's in the book. It's in the book.
Okay, because his nephew did not have that problem at all.
Yet, correct, or something like okay. I think they all tend to pork out.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know if it's overindulgence.
He exemplifies
gluttony. Or is it gluttony?
Lord Crump says. Okay.
No.
It's glandular. He's also a glutton.
It's glandular, yeah. I thought it was glandular.
I remember how gross he looked in the 84 version. Was it Charles?
Glandular.
Charles?
It was
what's that guy's
Kenneth
name?
McMillan.
Kenneth McMillan.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. He was so gross looking.
the idea there was it was supposed to be the boils and all were supposed to be a metaphor for AIDS.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
I hadn't heard that one. Okay. A disease thing Brian Herbert wrote in a prequel book. Okay. Is the oil stuff that he submerges himself in, is that accurate to the book?
Don't remember it specifically.
I don't remember him being bathed in like that.
I just wonder what
I remember him going after, young, the young kind of, he did have a predilection for that. But yeah, that's a movie thing for the most part. Yeah. Okay. But I do remember him, checking out, which dude he's gonna take to bed or something like that.
Yeah, Sandra, the heart plugs thing, I think that was pretty much a Lynch creation as well, if I remember correctly. Yeah. I don't think that's in the books.
Yeah, because he does it. Okay, yeah.
He doesn't. That's not in this version. No, where he can just like randomly walk up to somebody and just rip this plug out and they're done. And just one of those. That was just to show how sadistic he was. Yeah. Which they didn't really need to invent anything to do that, to be honest. It's strange. I know this might be a weird way to put it. I think the Harkonnens are much more grounded in this version. They're a little less over the top, I think. But that's my opinion.
I see. Especially in the Lynch version, they're like, when you see Fade for the first time, it's just Sting going has a Joker grin, kind of almost.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember the miniseries. I think it's what's his name, Matt Kessler.
Matt Kessler. Yeah.
and he's much more like, you know, more your Aryan super, you know,
Yeah.
the Aryan ideal kind of look to him.
All right.
And then he would go on
well-
to be the middleman. Very forgotten, wonderful show.
Oh, yeah. Right. All right. All right. Well, let's start wrapping this up. Paulie, I understand you have to leave us. Anything you would like to plug, or have any final words on the film?
Yeah. Thank you, man. Make sure all you guys in my chat, and if you're watching this on the replay, you subscribe to everyone on this panel. It's been a fun talk. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Stephen and Big Al. Nice meeting you and Sin. So I would say, go check out Dune 2. You know, long live cinema. My next live is going to be this Monday with Cameron Pasha, 1 p.m. We're going to have fun, and we're going to fan cast his script. I read a script called The Well of Babylon. It's fantastic. It's awesome. It's awesome. So we're going to talk about his script, we're going to talk about the story, and then we're going to cast it and have a real good time with Cameron this Monday. So that's it, man. I love this. I always love doing these lives, and you know, have a good weekend, everyone.
Indeed, and thank you for taking the time out to join us today.
Yeah, it's good to chat, Polly.
Yeah,
even though you're mean. Even though you're
mean. Don't push it, Sin. But
though you're mean to me. Okay.
I'm mean to you.
It was still good to chat.
I gotta go. You guys take care.
All right.
You too.
Take care, Paulie.
Adios.
Bye.
Spend some time.
Adios. Nos vemos.
Adios.
All righty. Sin, anything you would like to plug?
The main thing I've got. Okay, obviously we have the Regal Mystery Movie live stream discussion on
next
Monday
at 10 p.m.
And then Tuesday, I'm having a live stream. I don't know what time yet. Having a live stream with some of my buddies. The theme is 3 movies that we feel do deserve a remake.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then for review, I just finished filming a review for the Netflix series The Gentleman, which is a spinoff series from the Guy Ritchie movie The Gentleman. And that show is premiering on March 7th. So I'm going to try to put my review out next week as well. And after that, I really don't know. I'm going to be traveling next week. So I'll be out of town for almost 2 weeks. So I don't know. Maybe I'll film something before I leave so that I can put it up while I'm gone. And that's it. Yeah. That's all I can think of.
Right. Al.
Yes.
You have coming up.
Well, yeah, just I hope everybody, glad everybody was here. Hope you had a good time tonight. Please come by my channel, Big Al Presents, rewatches, rambles, and reviews. I got some my latest reviews, like Drive Away Doll. Of course, my review of Dune Part 2, and Bob Marley's One Love. Those are the last few I've done. Also, join me for rewatches, films with friends, and every other week, kind of tag teaming with Netter's Network as we do our Saturday night rewatches. And the next one is on Netter's channel tomorrow night. We're doing Ben Affleck's Daredevil. And then next week on my channel, we're going to do Gorgo, because on my channel it is Monster March. Gorgo, the old Great Britain version of Godzilla. We're going to have a lot of fun with that. And yeah, so just keep dropping by. I really appreciate it.
Oh gosh, sorry, I'm laughing at Simon.
Oh fuck it, I'm gonna put it up. Here we go.
Yep, pretty much.
Let's see, Democrats love Republican dick. There's the review.
I have seen this mentioned before, and
Yeah, well,
I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know what this is referencing. But
that's more of the description of the plot as it is a review of the film. Okay. But yeah, it's basically a lesbian
I don't know. That
road
just
trip.
caught me off guard.
Yeah, there's some funny aspects, but I don't think it's the best film in the world. But I liked
never
it.
went to see it.
I liked it more than the quality of the film. So
okay,
yeah. I might have to revisit that one. I might have been a little too harsh on it.
Okay. All right. Well, I was not harsh on Madam Web. Check out my review. If you came in late to this show, I guess I can take the spoiler banner off now. All right. If you missed any part of this program, please go back to the beginning and give it a watch. Tomorrow, Jedi Bill is going to be joining me for the top 10 movies of 2023. So find out some movies that were good that maybe you didn't get a chance to see. Covenant.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say.
Covenant.
I hope you talk about that one.
Indeed. And of course, join us for Western Cinema Presents at 3 p.m. Eastern. We are going to be showing McClintock. The good news,
that's a great film.
It is, and it's public domain, so we can actually air it live. You will not need to join us on Cosme. It's John Wayne and Maureen O'Hara, and it is a comedy western version of Taming of the Shrew. All right, and of course, later on that night, Bill's going to be joining me again on my channel, and we're going to go over the 10 worst movies of the year. It's a wonderful knife. Wonderful knife. Might be on there. And of course, because we're going to be doing the 10 worst list, I am not going to be doing unscripted this week. I'm going to come back on the 10th at 7 for a special 2-hour episode where I am basically going to be making fun of the Oscars while it's on. So stay tuned for next weekend.
Oh, okay.
The 10th. My Oscars not so special, as I'm calling it. And of course, join me Monday along with Sin for Mystery Movie Night at the Regal. And Tuesday night for Live from Sparkwood and 21. It is a retrospective of the Twin Peaks television series. And Troy Pacelli, Netter's Network and Aged Boomer, will be joining me once again. That's at 8:30 on Tuesday. All right. So it's going to be a very busy time here at the channel, and I'm going to need to get some...
busy on your channel.
I've been
always busy.
Yeah. Indeed.
He doesn't sleep. He can't.
How do you find the time?
I don't sleep. I wait. Meth
I may also be energy drink. That's his diet.
All right. Well, all right.
Real quick, I do have a special rewatch on March 16th for St. Patrick's Day. I forgot to mention that.
Oh, yes.
With my friend Sierra.
Sorry, I'm responding.
Watching Darby O'Gill and the Little People, 3 p.m. on March 16th. Special St. Patrick's Day presentation on Big Al Presents.
I appreciate you, Darth.
We get to talk about him now that he's gone. Wait. Oh my God, we're still on. Oh no. Hi, Paulie. It was all Darth Plato's idea, Paulie. I've been behind you 100% from the beginning. Okay. When is the next karaoke? I assume Saturday night. Unless Bill's doing one tonight that I don't know about. So stay tuned. Jedi Bill's channel, probably around midnight Eastern. I'm not putting that up. Come on. You're getting me in trouble here.
That's called gray hair, and he wasn't wiping it off.
Okay.
He was just twirling.
Can I sing? I don't know. Can you sing?
Everybody can sing. It's a matter of singing.
Everybody
well.
can sing.
They think they can. Everybody thinks they can sing. Some people can do it better than others.
I can do Silent Night in Greek.
Oh, cool.
Cool. Right on.
I have a friend that's full-blooded Greek. He's a cool guy. I love the Greek culture.
All right. We're going to go ahead and wrap the show. I want to thank everybody who is in Paulie, Sins, and Big Al's chats for being here.
Yes, thank you all so much. It was great.
Anyone who is following along on Twitter, I can't see you, but I know that you're there. Eventually, I'm going to figure out how Rumble works, and I'm going to start doing things there as well, so stay tuned. All right. Any last words on Dune?
Nope, I feel like I'm talked out when it comes to Dune. It is worth watching, in my opinion, on the big screen.
Yeah, worth it for the scope and the spectacle and the cinematic experience.
Yeah.
But if you're a true Dune fan, you might have some issues.
All righty. Well, that's the show, folks. I want to once again thank everybody for being here. If you are not yet subscribed to Paulie, Sin, or Al, why not? They're nice people. They have good channels. Why are you not yet subscribed? I'm sorry. I don't know why you're not subscribed.
Oh no. Another meltdown.
Be an Al pal.
Sorry, I don't have any tissues to give you.
Okay.
Here.
All right. Thank you all for being here. It was a great show. Thank you, Paulie, for coming on and taking your time out of your busy schedule to join us here today and talk about Dune 2.
Yep.
From HQ and all points, north, south, east, and west. Good night. Take care. Stay strong, because this is how we win. No, it isn't. You're hallucinating.